I just drove into Big Bend National Park, and do you know what I love? Reason number 3,227 about what I love about living in a bus. At the entrance station, I stopped. I turned on my oven. I put in French toast sticks. I am now at the window hike, which I am going to start at, maybe 3:30. But it's 6 miles, and I think I can get back. The sun doesn't set here until like 8:30, and I have a flashlight. But I now have French toast sticks. And I think that's great. Alright, I have my fans going. I hope y'all can hear me alright. The window was very cool. The way the rock formed with the water was so incredible to see. And then there were little pools because it did rain here yesterday. So there was like stagnant little pools of water. So we got really lucky. And then when it got pushed or moved down the rock, it was really beautiful the way it snaked through everything. It is like 6 o'clock now, and I want to go to the hot springs for sunset.
That rental at all full flat? Oh yeah. When I got some Wi-Fi, I was flying the next road, take it up there, and I'm...
Good morning. Aurora's barking outside, which means there's some cool animal out there. Last night, there were donkeys outside of the bus, and she spent a good part of the night barking. It's kind of lucky. It's really the only time she does bark is when there's a cool animal outside or one of her friends comes to visit. Yeah, last night it was donkeys. And then in the middle of the night it started to rain, and that was the best thing ever. And now everything smells like rain. I went outside for a little bit. I don't really remember because I was like only half awake, but I went outside and sat in the rain for a little bit. And now everything smells like rain. Did I already say that? I might have. Let's go see what she's got. Top of the morning. There are javelinas outside. It makes me really happy because someone I met at the hot spring last night, She was telling me that she hasn't gotten to see javelinas yet, and she's staying somewhere in this campground. It's a pretty big campground, but I'm hoping and praying that she also gets to see them because she's leaving today. I am making my coffee. I'm gonna take Aurora on a walk. It smells like rain and desert mist, and that makes me really happy. It's very different here, though it's pretty close to the place that I've been staying out in the town that I live in here. But here, because we're right by the river's right there, it smells more like river, tree, grass. Like there's a lot of grass, hence the donkeys and the javelinas. But it smells a lot more like river, grass, wet trees, which is sort of like what my hometown, I grew up on the Mississippi, smells like when it rains. So it's really nostalgic and beautiful. But it's not that creosote smell. I went on a walk the other day with Aurora on the property I'm staying at, and oh my god, it started raining. I know, baby girl, we're gonna go in a minute. And the creosote smelled so good. The only thing that I don't love about being in national parks is how not dog friendly they are. And like when I wake up in the place I've been staying, like she just runs the desert. She just gets to, I open the door and she just gets to be. And I'm so proud of the way she's trained because she's good enough to do that. And that makes me really happy. And then I feel like she's so constrained here. But that's okay. We'll go on a walk. Maybe we'll go see the river. Maybe you can jump in. And then after that, I'm not sure. I kind of want to do Emery Peak. I kind of want to do South Rim. The only hiking shoes I have right now are just like my Chacos. I think honestly I'd probably be fine for either. I have enough water. But also because it's kind of rainy and misty, the vibe is like chill, sit outside, read a book. And I can't really decide which one I want more. Also, this is like local Big Ben coffee roasters. I've been getting them since I got down here. They have them at the grocery store. And this one's my favorite so far. It's Bolivia Carvanavi. It's nutty and spicy. I'm on cup of coffee number 2. I'm waiting for my French toast sticks to bake. And I'm reading. I actually quite love this book. It's been mentioned to me so many times across my journey from Colorado to West Texas, and I've found it actually a couple times. This was most recently found at the property I'm staying at, so I've actually switched copies as I've been reading it. But the chapter about down the river, which is like his river adventure and float in Moab, has me really excited. There's so many river guides down here, and it's definitely something that I want to get into. I don't know about guiding, but at least like taking myself down the river. I've really wanted to get a blow up paddleboard for a long time, and now I'm thinking about possibly getting a kayak instead. I'm not totally sure. I'm not totally sure, like, I don't know anything about this world, so it's new. I was really debating whether I just wanted to stay at the campsite and hang and edit today, or if I wanted to hike the South Rim, and I think I'm going to hike the South Rim, and I'm going to take you guys with me because my main reason for coming into the park and making this vlog is to talk about how beautiful it is, to show you how beautiful it is, and to express all of the reasons that we do not need a wall here. And while I do that, I'm sure I'm going to do a voiceover so I can be a little bit more articulate about all of the reasons we don't need a wall, but here are some of them that I can think of in this moment. One, this area has some of the lowest numbers of illegal border crossings in the US. There is a natural wall through a lot of this and very unhospitable desert. The natural wall is canyons and mountain range, so it is incredibly unnecessary for the reasons that the administration is saying it's necessary. Next, there are migratory patterns that will be disrupted because humans are the only creatures who have decided to live by arbitrary borders. And other creatures and animals don't understand that, so it's not like they just stop when Mexico starts. Families of many creatures live across these borders. It will affect the habitats of many animals, including endangered animals. They waived, I can't remember, I said it earlier, 25 or 28 different laws and acts, and one of them was the Endangered Species Act to expedite this wall. It will cut off the city, or like the town, it's definitely not a city, the town that I live in, as well as many towns along the border, along Big Bend, who rely on, like I said, river rafting, river guiding, because it will quite literally cut us off from the Rio Grande, which is also one of the only sources of water in this area that is in drought and very dry. I think we've been in fire ban for 5 years. And then just like the level of infrastructure and roads that they're going to have to create to bring all the people in to build it, that in itself will destroy so many habitats, and the entire feeling of this place will be ruined. Like, I have talked to so many people who grew up here, who have lived here their whole lives, and they probably will not stay, is what they've told me, if the river gets cut off. It's like the heart and the soul. It is the pulse of this place. It is a beautiful place. Like, Big Bend National Park is one of the most beautiful parks I've been to. It has so much natural wildlife. It is so vast. Like, the feeling of looking at the Grand Canyon and the feeling of driving through Big Bend are actually very similar. It is the largest dark sky reserve in the world. And all of that, like the light pollution from building these walls, all of it would be interrupted. So there really are no positive effects for anyone except the contractors who are getting huge amounts of money from agreeing to build this. That is the only positive effect this will be for. And this town that I live in is like very partially Republican, partially, but nothing brings people together like a common enemy. And it's cool to watch people's opinions and thoughts change and watch people come together instead of being separated. And it's cool to watch how people here fight. They bring everything they have and so much passion to the issues they care about. And so that side of things has been incredible to see. I know there's so much going on with national parks right now, and this is incredibly worth fighting for, because as someone who has lived in many different places, the national parks are what give the US a soul. Sorry, my SIM card keeps filling up. It'll separate people from each other. It'll separate this area of the nation from its heart. It will create a precedence that will also separate this nation, the entirety, from its heart. It separates families, both human and animal. It will ruin habitats, both human and animal. And it will just fuck the region in a way that is unnecessary. Like, just imagine a wall there. Nothing pristine to keep pristine there, you know? Also, there's no one out here. This is wonderful. Probably because starting this hike at 2 is arguably real dumb. But it's like 70 degrees today, so it's really, really cool compared to what it's been. And I like hiking at night, so I think it's okay. I will say I'm breathing a little heavier and my calves already feel it, so it's gonna be okay. Yeah, it's gonna be okay. Some people I was passing by told me there was a rattlesnake 3/10 of a mile up on the trail. It's very difficult for me to understand what 3/10 is. They also said on the right side, but they were walking the opposite way as me, so I'm not quite sure if they switched for that or not, but this has been my solution. And then I walk. I'm not sure it's a great solution, but it seems better than getting bit out here by myself. Halfway. And holy shit. Holy shit. Okay, we had the second rattlesnake of the hike. I actually almost stepped on him. He's really cute. He let me know that no step on snake, which was nice of him. And then he reared up and I moved back real quick. However, the only way through is where he's at. So I'm gonna have to find an alternate path because we've been talking. Here, we've been discussing what we should do and we're at a standoff. So he's been in this position. I've been in this position. I don't want to get bit by a rattlesnake 5 miles from my bus, which is 3 hours from the closest town. So now we're figuring out what to do. I don't think he's given up. All right, so the rattlesnake's down there on the trail. I came all the way up this little dirt incline, trying not to fall into a cactus. Very pretty flowers though. Yeah, the snake one. So here we are. This is the one time that I do, fucking hell, regret the Chacos. Okay. I think we did it. Now I just got to get back down there to the trail. But the snake's on the other side of that tree bush. We have survived. And we're back on the trail. Success.